Lowe's knows how to help you get the most out of your store run. That's why members save more with My Lowe's Rewards. Earn points towards My Lowe's money on eligible purchases. Get access to member-only deals and free member gifts. Plus, unlock free standard shipping when you reach Silver Key status. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help. You save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Sign up for my free daily newsletter, The Current, at getkim.com. Okay, I want you to think about this. There's a voice that we all recognize. No, not just mine. There's one every time you pair a speaker, or when you connect a car, or you hear the dreaded device not found, or battery low, please charge. Okay, she doesn't have a big name intro like Siri or Alexa. Instead, everybody just calls her the Bluetooth lady. And the person behind that voice, I'm so excited to have her, actress Kristen DiMercurio. Now, Kristen's voice is woven into our daily routines. And today, she's going to tell us what it's like to be like the voice of Bluetooth. So, Kristen, so glad to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me. This is awesome.
So how did you become the Bluetooth lady?
So I was a struggling theater actor in New York City in 2015 and realized that musical theater wasn't a great way to pay the bills. And I was looking for other outlets in voiceover. So I found a bunch of voiceover online platforms and I sort of set up profiles on all of those, made myself a booth and a whole recording setup. And I just sort of took all the work I could find. And a lot of that at the time was devices, Bluetooth devices, Internet of Things. So I recorded every day, all kinds of projects and sent them off into the void and only would find out later what they were used for.
So you would say things like device not found and
and Bluetooth paired.
Oh, God. Yeah, wait, do that again. Do that again.
Bluetooth paired.
It is. You have like a calming, soothing voice.
Thank you. I took a lot of years of singing back when I was going to do musicals, and this wasn't the intended use, but it did work out pretty well for me.
So now, when you're out and about and you say something, I mean, because sometimes like I'll be in the grocery store and I'll be talking to the checkout guy or gal, and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, I know who you are." I mean, because they recognize my voice. Do you find that?
I don't find that people recognize my voice because when I do devices, I tend to it sounds a little put on. It doesn't sound like my actual speaking voice for the most part. But now that I've started talking about it on TikTok, people recognize me from TikTok. Actually, it's happened a bunch of times. I'll be just walking in the street and people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's you." And I'm like, hi, who are you? So the visual, I think, is more important for people.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. Now, do you ever get confused for being Siri?
On the internet, yes. As soon as I said I did Bluetooth devices, oh my gosh, you should have seen the comments. "Oh my gosh, we found Alexa, we found Siri." I actually had to do a TikTok where I sort of went through, I was like, here's the actual voice of Siri, here's the actual voice of Google, just to sort of clear things up.
The story of Susan Bennett is really interesting with Siri, isn't it? That, I mean, she recorded all this and then her voice got sold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was part of the TikTok, yeah.
Go through that a little bit.
Well, I think one of the issues that voice actors face is oftentimes because we don't have to be in a costume on camera. We don't have to, they can kind of keep us in the dark as to what the project is. I know this happens a lot in video games, that they don't tell you the name of the project until after you're booked and after you're paid and after all these things. So it's a little bit exploitative. It's a way of keeping people in the dark and not charging more when they realize they're working for a big company.
I'm always looking for ways to keep you safe on your devices. Did you know that there's malware out there that records every single thing that you type? It's called a keylogger, and it's one of the sneakiest ways that hackers steal passwords, credit card numbers, and private info. Scary, right? That's where Endpoint Lock comes in. Think of it like a secret vault for your keyboard. It encrypts or scrambles every keystroke that you type. Even if a hacker is trying to spy on you, all they'll see is uncrackable gibberish. It works quietly in the background on your devices, protecting you every time you log into your bank, shop online, or send a private email. Keyloggers are more common than you might think, but with Endpoint Lock, They don't stand a chance. Go to endpointlock.com/Kim. They're offering an exclusive deal just for my listeners. Get 10% off a monthly or yearly subscription using code KIM10. That's endpointlock.com/Kim using code KIM10 for 10% off a monthly or a yearly plan. Endpointlock.com/Kim. Endpointlock.com/Kim.
And how much do you make as the Bluetooth lady, speaking of money?
I mean, I don't make anything on Bluetooth these days. It was a one-time buyout. Well, for each project, I sort of do a one-time buyout. You don't really get residuals for voiceover. And since those were all, 5 years ago, I have not seen very much for being the Bluetooth lady, except for on TikTok. TikTok does monetize, so.
Well, has anybody ever sent you requests that maybe they wanted to prank somebody by using your voice?
Oh, I had the funniest voicemail message someone sent me once with no context. It was like, press 4 for a hippopotamus or something like it was just really bizarre. So I recorded it and I sent it back, and the client was like, thanks so much. I just kind of wanted this.
I just wanted your voice to say press 4 for a hippopotamus.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of voiceover work, are you concerned with AI taking over your job? It's interesting because we produce a show called the Mannheim Steamroller American Christmas Show. And we needed some voices to do things like, here's Chip Davis, the founder of Mannheim Steamroller. And, years past, we would try to find the right voice, and put it out there, and people would listen to their demo reels and all this other stuff. So this past year, when we needed to just have these little clips like, here's Chip Davis or what have you, or you're listening to An American Christmas on the Rejoiners, is that we actually used some AI voices, and we were able to change the tone and the pitch, the inflection. Is it a younger female voice versus an older male voice? Are you finding you may be losing some gigs to AI?
I will say that it sort of depends on what type of voiceover you're doing. In the audiobook world and the animation world, those I think will stay people because you want that human element. You want the actor bringing themselves to it. But for phone systems, educational stuff, the back end trainer videos or product videos, I feel like those have already been more or less eaten up by AI. I haven't had much of that work in the last year.
Missing out on a show that everyone's talking about is not an option for me. I'm constantly signing up for this streaming service or that one, and then months later, I realize I'm still paying for the service. When you sign up for something, forget about it until after the trial period ends, and then you're charged month after month? Getting Rocket Money was a game changer for me. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. They have over 5 million users and have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim today. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. Rocketmoney.com/Kim. Check it out right now. Rocketmoney.com/Kim.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how so much of our lives are being changed by AI, isn't it?
It is, and some for the better, some for the worse. My opinion is, when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And now we have AI, and we want to just apply it to everything we can think of. I think eventually it will settle into the places where it's most useful.
Yeah, which is amazing when we think of all the medical advancements that we're making towards curing diseases and, robotic doctors that because we do have a surgeon shortage coming in about 5 years because a lot of folks are just not going to medical school because they realize that it's 12 years, or 15 years or something like that, and we're going to get out. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and at least, $500,000 in debt by the time you get all done. There is that too. Have you ever pranked anybody with your voice?
Sometimes telemarketers. If I get spam calls and I'm in a feisty mood, I'll just talk back to them like I'm a robot. They usually hang up pretty quick, but I have a good time. And my own personal voicemail, I think I set it up like I was a company, like all of our associates are busy assisting other customers. And it's just my personal voicemail. I thought that was fun.
You know what? That would be good to do that because it would be easy to prank somebody like that. Um, so so what's it like being just part of everybody's lives all around the world? Wow.
It's, I more or less forget that it happens unless it happens to me. Occasionally, I'll call my doctor's office or something and hear my own voice, or be shopping on Amazon for a product and hear my own voice in something. It's kind of a jump scare sometimes.
I imagine that it would be. I imagine that it would be. You know, it's years ago I was driving down the 405 in LA and I looked up and I saw me on like this huge billboard. I was like, whoa. Like mind
Yep.
blown. How the heck did that happen? How did that happen? Hey,
You'd think you'd
so
know where you'd see it, but it just pops
yeah,
up.
exactly, exactly. So, I bet you probably have a future as like an AI voice. Would you ever sell your voice that way?
I'm waiting. I've had many offers, but I am waiting until there's more government regulation regarding it, because I think right now, if I were to, I mean, why would I make a clone of myself to steal my own job?
Well, yeah, there is that.
I'd like to keep working, so until I can guarantee that I would be well paid for selling my voice to AI, I am definitely going to be waiting on that.
Big Tech will try to tell you that changing your settings and turning off app tracking is all you need to do to protect your privacy. Right. Are we supposed to believe that the big bad tech wolf has now turned into our sweet grandma? Big Tech literally feeds on your information. That's why I use ExpressVPN. With the ExpressVPN app on your computer or phone, you're hiding your unique IP address. Websites can't use that address to find out your real location or track what you do online. On top of that, ExpressVPN encrypts and reroutes all your online activity. Your internet provider, Wi-Fi admin, and hackers can't see it. It just takes one click to protect all your devices. That's why ExpressVPN is rated #1 by CNET, Wired, TechRadar, and countless others. Visit expressvpn.com/Kim and you can get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/Kim for 3 months free of ExpressVPN. That's expressvpn.com/Kim, expressvpn.com/Kim.
So, can we see you on Broadway?
I would love that. Oh my gosh, I'm on the West Coast now, so it's a little tougher.
Okay.
I
All right.
have been working in the commercial sphere though, on camera though, which has been really interesting. The shift from theater to voiceover to on camera. I mean, they're wildly different skill sets, and it's been really fun.
Which one do you prefer?
I mean, theater will always be my first love, I think. But people seem to have a lot more respect for the voiceover side of things. I started years ago introducing myself as a voice actor instead of an actor. Just had a better response from people.
Because I think it's maybe more interesting, because
Yeah.
if you're on the West Coast, everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be an actor. I'm an actor. I'm an actor.
And New York, too. You told people, oh, I'm an actor. The light kind of leaves their eyes.
That's funny. Well, Kristen, thanks for being here and
Thank you so much.
telling us more about what it's like to be the Bluetooth lady. Maybe I could be, I don't know, the AI voice. I don't know. When my voice is so deep, you don't get this, but my voice is so deep. Like we'll be at a hotel and I'll call down to like front desk for like towels or something, and they're always like, "Yes, Mr. Commando." I'm like,
Oh
"All
my
right,
gosh.
whatever." I'm like,
Well, where you do well is
like,
audiobooks.
now it's just
People
like,
love,
now it's just a given.
people love a deep voice for audiobooks. You could give that a try.
All right, in my spare time. In my spare time.
And as we know, audiobooks are just so quick and easy to make. So,
Oh, I know. Everybody's like, and I get those calls too. And I have to be honest with people because they'll call and they'll say like, I know that I'd be so good at doing an audiobook. And I'm just like, your voice sucks. Okay. No. Okay. Nobody's
always
going
tell
to want to
people-
listen to it.
I always thought when people say, I want to do audiobooks, I'm like, all right, go sit in your closet and read a chapter of a book out loud. And then tell me if you want to do that 30 more times.
Yes. Yeah. And we don't like the way that you said the,
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Kristen, good luck in the new year. And again, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. And you too. Have a great 2025.